Is marriage counseling a part of mutual divorce process? If so, does the lawyer do the counseling?
See, at Vakilsearch, we have a counseling first, divorce last.
What are some of the factors that are considered while taking decisions on child custody?
Ability to take care of the child, willingness to take care of the child.
Today, we are going to discuss a topic which is very sensitive but extremely important to know, which is mutual divorce. According to the data from National Judicial Data Grid, the number of cases filed in India for mutual divorce has been increasing every year. In 2019 alone, there has been more than 1.4 lakh cases that were filed in India on mutual divorce. Therefore, it is not only important to know the laws that surround mutual divorce, but it is also empowering for you. Hi, this is Ashish from Vakilsearch, and to give you more insight on this topic on mutual divorce, we have a legal expert with us, Advocate Damini. Hi Damini, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Ashish. I'm excited to do this joint session.
Super. So before we go into specific, first things first, can you please tell us what mutual divorce means?
Sure. Mutual divorce is a process where spouses come together and put an end to their marital relationship. It is also known as uncontested divorce because in a contested divorce, there are many disagreements relating to property division or child custody. But in a mutual divorce, all these come to end like property division, child custody, maintenance or alimony. They have pre-agreed terms on them.
Got it, Damini. But just a follow-up question on that. What's the main difference between an alimony and a maintenance?
It is typically the same. Alimony is a one-time settlement, whereas maintenance is a periodical or a monthly support for livelihood.
Understood. So, is there a basic eligibility criteria for couples to file a mutual divorce in India?
Yes, definitely. First thing, they should be married for a minimum period of 1 year, before which they cannot apply for a mutual divorce. And second is they should prove to the court that their marriage is irretrievably broken down and there is no chance for reconciliation at all. And the third thing is that all the issues relating to their property or custody or maintenance, all these should be sorted out and put on that affidavit.
Okay, let's say, for example, a couple has already decided on all these terms like property division, alimony, maintenance, child custody, etc. Now, what happens next? Can you take us through a step-by-step process on how mutual divorce works after this?
Sure, Ashish. It is fairly a simple process. There are 3 to 4 steps involved in this. Firstly, the couple makes a joint application with the court and they submit documents like their marriage certificate, their marriage invitation, photograph, ID proofs and other documents, and then they give their intention for divorce. They will then appear before the court and say that they are ready for a divorce. Now the court verifies the document and gives them a 6-month cooling period. After 6 months, exactly after 6 months, the court would call them for another hearing, which is usually called a second motion, wherein they can come and reaffirm their decision for divorce. The court then grants the divorce.
That's interesting, and thanks for breaking the steps down, me. But is there any way in which we can reduce this cooling period by a few days or a few weeks?
See, we need to understand the intention why there is a cooling period. The cooling period grants couple an opportunity to rethink their decision. So in utmost emergencies, court of course grants waiver of the cooling period, but it should not definitely be taken for granted.
Oh, okay. That's very informative, Damini. Thanks for that. But I'll just like to take a step back here and ask one more fundamental question, which is, what are the laws that govern the mutual divorce in India?
In India, matrimonial laws are based on the religion of the parties. For example, Hindus are governed under the Hindu Marriage Act. Christians are governed under a different act, Muslims are governed under the Mohammedan laws, and it is mostly the personal law of the parties that would get involved.
Oh, that's very interesting, Damini. I didn't know that there were separate laws for Muslims and Christians and Hindu. So that was very insightful actually. Which also brings me to my next question, which is, are there any other misconceptions like this which a couple might face when they file a mutual divorce case in India?
Generally, couples think that obtaining a mutual divorce decree will sort them out from any legal obligations of the marriage. but that's not the case. There are a lot of other issues like joint properties, child custody, maintenance, alimony, that all needs to be sorted. Whatever that they jointly own together need to be sorted out. For example, if a couple owns a joint property and they decide to get a mutual divorce without sorting out that property, then after the divorce they have to pay heavy stamp duty to sort out the property.
But why is that so? Why do they have to pay extra if they are divorced?
Because you are no longer husband and wife under the purview of law. Husband and wife is considered to be blood relatives.
Okay.
Okay, so blood relatives do not have to pay heavy stamp duty when it comes to transfer of properties amongst themselves.
Does it apply to all blood relatives?
Yes, it does. And husband and wife are also considered as blood relatives under law.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, so you can avoid stamp duty in case if you are both husband and wife, and then you first sort out the property and then go in for a divorce.
Understood. No, I think that makes a lot of sense, Damni. These are all very insightful information to us. So finally, before we conclude, just an interesting session. I have a few frequently asked questions by some of our people on the internet. We get a ton of questions like this every day. So I'll just ask them quickly one by one like a rapid fire, and you can also probably answer them like a rapid fire. Sure?
Yeah.
Okay, first question. How long does it take for a mutual process to finish?
See, it typically takes about 6 months from the date of filing to the date of order, but you can keep an additional 15 days for all clerical preparations.
So 6 months plus 15 days, that's
Right.
it.
Yes.
Okay, next question. Can a mutual divorce be obtained if there are disagreements between the couple on certain issues like property or child custody or maintenance?
Typically, no.
Okay, the next question is marriage counseling a part of mutual divorce process? If so, does the lawyer do the counseling?
See, at Vakilsearch, we have a counseling first, divorce last approach. So typically, lawyers act as counselors in these cases.
Okay, next question. What are some of the factors that are considered while taking decisions on child custody?
Ability to take care of the child, willingness to take care of the child, and intention behind taking care of the child.
And the last question is, do we really need a lawyer to go ahead with the mutual divorce process in India?
Law does not mandate having a lawyer, but it is always advisable to take a consultation to know the nitty-gritties of the matter.
So that brings us to the end of this session, Namni. Thank you so much for joining us today. All your insights were very, very useful. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Ashish. I hope I gave some clarity on the topic.
To all our listeners, we hope that you found this video to be helpful and insightful. Our expert lawyers are always available on the number that you see on the screen. To follow more such legal content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.